Hello and welcome to the UK Surf Show. We are your hosts. I'm Pete.
And I'm Mitch and I wasn't ready. And on this episode, we're back to Lost Shore with one of my favourite families. I work with them every day. Peter, they are the...
McQueenies.
They are the McQueenies. And let's get straight into it. Let's see what they have to say. Let's see that they didn't say what you just said a minute ago that we've now cut out, and see you on the other side.
Let's also see if we can get through it without stopping because surfing was going on behind us.
This is true. Oh, well, actually, the drinks are coming. We might as well wait for them to be presented to us. This literally is going to look like an advert.
What's cooking?
It smells good.
It smells brilliant.
I don't know what
Hot dogs.
Hot dogs!
Hot dog.
Oh yeah, that's so true. We're not doing anything. Okay, wait. Can you
part of me kind of wants you to spill them.
Just don't say that. That's horrible.
No,
right.
I was only joking, but
Right.
only 60% of me.
Right. Who's got the wee mango ones?
I'll just take it like that.
Okay. Oh, I've given you. Right, there we go.
There's a potential I got it the wrong way round, but it was a 50-50.
I'll take whatever. Somebody else wants that.
So Pete was alive.
I got a lie.
It's 'cause
There we go.
We're supposed to hold it like...
No, it's...
Okay.
Pete, come over here, we'll get that. Go from here, with everyone, and we'll get... It's almost like an advert for these.
Wait, what am I getting? Oh yeah.
All Mitch is literally thinking.
You'll take it, yeah.
That's someone else that can tag and potentially get
Yeah,
sponsored by.
yeah.
And do one more. Everyone take a drink of it as well at the same time. And look up when you do it.
Right. 1, 2, 3.
That's nice.
That's pretty good.
Can't believe that just happened.
Right, who wants to kick it off then? Who's introducing himself first?
Youngest first.
All right, that's nice.
Oh, that's a good shout, yeah.
My name's Rory. I am a lifeguard at Lost Shore. I've been a lifeguard for the RNLI as well for the past 2 years, and I just got introduced to Lost Shore just last year. And we spent our days through the winter, so it's nice to be in the sun for once, eh?
And who we got next?
My name is Owen. I'm also a lifeguard / surf coach here. So surf guard, I guess.
Surf guard, yeah.
Surf guard, there you go.
Life coach.
Life coach.
Life coach.
Well, I don't think I'd be very good at that, but surf guard, maybe. Same as Rory, RNLI over the summer. Started that around 5-6 years ago. And then also did a bit of surf coaching for my dad that you guys will hear about for quite a while, I'm guessing, in a wee bit. Okay.
I'm not sure the mics are prepared for how deep can the mics handle a voice?
Oh, we'll find out.
We're going to find out.
Hi, I'm Tamzin. I'm a lifeguard and a surf instructor at Lost Shore. The same as Owen and Rory, I'm also an RNLI lifeguard. I've done that since 2017,
Okay.
so quite a long time. And I've helped Dad with momentum as well, which he'll talk about for ages in a minute.
So, I guess you're going to talk for ages. I love it now if you just gave one-word answers. Now that's it. Yes, no, yes.
Even if Martin tried to do one-word answers, I'm telling you, he wouldn't be able to stick to it.
So this is I think
Oh,
you
so
should
I'll
introduce him.
at the start. So we've spoken about this person before on the show. This is my surfing granddad, also known as the Grand Kahuna, legend of Scottish surfing. I think he had the first surf shop on possibly the planet. He was the first person ever to be in a photo on a surfboard. He also shaped that board, surfed it everywhere. Mr. Martin McQueenie, legend.
Yeah.
You can't contain it, like.
No, I'm trying to keep it all in. So I'm Martin. I've been surfing since I was about 18. So that's almost 40 years now. And started up Momentum Surf Shop and Surf School and shaping boards in 96. Still do a little bit today with my kids now that all help me out doing everything. Made over 1,000 surfboards, was resident shaper for a while, and enjoyed doing surf therapy sessions with the kids, still do that. And it's become a thing, this surfing, isn't it? I was busy in 95 trying to convince my bank manager not to sell Quicksilver t-shirts in Eggleston Market. And now it's a multi-million pound business with this lovely facility that we're able to work on. So a bit of a pinch the skin moment that we're here, and I've got my kids all working alongside me, all instructing as well. So I've been with the RNLI for about 10 years as a senior lifeguard in TA, and I continue to run lifeguard courses here.
Mm-hmm.
My title is a community liaison officer, which covers a realm of things from working with Mitch, doing sales and marketing through to running helping run the surf ops. So I get in the water as much as I can, and then just keep the authenticity running through the whole site, hopefully.
And you paid your wetsuit?
Never.
So I just, I should say for anyone listening or not watching, literally sat in front of me is a whole family of surfers, of lifeguards. Obviously, it just seems to be bred in to you guys. It seems to just be a natural thing. How cool! From the outside, for me, it seems really cool. Maybe for you guys, it's super awkward and frustrating. But as a family, just coming here and working away, is it as cool as it sounds, or is it as horrendous as it sounds?
No, it's really good. Especially we all work together anyway with Momentum, the Mr. Martin McQueenie's own surf school, which was a lot of free labour, but it was good fun. And now we've finally got
child labour.
Oh, child labour. Sorry, yeah. And now we've got into this, which is awesome. When we actually get consistent waves, not going down to the beach and doing Bridge of Doom every time. Yeah. But it's good, especially working with these guys again. But it's nice.
Does it have its challenges?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, you have to work with these guys.
So when did you all start surfing then? Because obviously, I was going to say your dad's been surfing for all his life, but obviously there's three of you there, so he's had time for other stuff with your mum, obviously. And so when did you just got that? I saw it. He's like, oh no, I got mental image, didn't you? And so when did you guys start surfing?
I think we started surfing as soon as we could walk.
Yeah,
basically. So, yeah, I still have memories of when I was younger, going on the front of my dad's board, get taken out to the back of big peas, and to me it was massive peas. It's massive, and it was terrifying, but great fun. Lovely sport to be a part of course, in the cold water. It's a bit of a shock, but it is lovely as well in the water.
Were you, presume you were surfing before you had all the kids?
Yeah.
How long had you been surfing before you had? Who's the youngest? Sorry, who's the oldest?
Tamzin's the oldest. Yeah, 25. Owen's 22, and Rudy's just turned 19.
There we go.
Yeah, so I have to think about that.
Now tell me my date of birth right now.
And the dog's 13. And no, I was fortunate enough to go to the States on a sports scholarship, so I went to university in California, learned to surf there. My roommate was sponsored by O'Neill. I didn't know about surfing. I was very green, didn't really understand. I was in the right kind of the hubbub of the whole surfing culture at the moment, at the time. Came back and then realised that something had gone on, and got into there. So that was 88. And then there was only about about a dozen people kind of regularly surfing all year round.
Yeah.
And half that in the winter. A couple of guys just went by there. There was Ian Mackay, who was in the Bells competition when Simon Anderson put the third fin and made a thruster board. There's so much history that goes through this place every day.
Yeah.
I could sit here all day and talk about that, but I'm just coming into surfing kind of in Scotland like 20 years after it started. 1968 is when the first surfboard landed in Scotland, so I'm not the first person, despite your chat. But I was the first one that kind of sort of made it my living, I suppose. Opened up a dedicated surf shop. So 88 I started surfing, and had a core of guys that we just surfed with all the time. Got to Thurso and explored a lot of new spots and found a few new spots that we now surf consistently. So pioneered a few names and places, but now
so what are those spots?
when you
they're not on any of the lodges at the top.
When you surfed California, had you surfed before, or was that the actual first time?
My first memory actually was in Malia Bay in Malta, running over my pal's mother with a lilo, getting picked up by a wave, if that counts. But yeah, no, my first time with an actual board was I got given the bodyboard and the beaver tail wetsuit and shoved down. That was in Ventura near Pismo, so near Rincon, Santa Barbara area. So that was, and we'd only had, after I got into it, I only had, but my roommate had a surfboard and a wetsuit, and we had two boards. Well, we had one board. I had to get a McDonald's tray, so we would surf with a McDonald's tray, and then we'd put it back at the end of the day. But it was actually quite good for body surfing. Switched over boards and wetsuits halfway through.
It must have been, you came back to your surf shop was in Edinburgh, is that right?
Yeah.
So not exactly near the coast. Well, surfable coast. How difficult was the accessibility and then learning the real Scottish scene of surfing, however it looked at the time?
There was it was Mac, which was Boardwise. They had a windsurfing background and they did a lot of different sports. Did a little bit of surfing in it as well, but to get an actual wetsuit that would be right for surfing was very difficult. It was wasn't online. It was a place order in the back of a magazine or a book that you would order stuff off Wavelength and Carve magazine and stuff.
Yeah.
It was just Wavelength back then. So it was difficult to get the right kit. So I kind of brought that in. So you were able to get the right boards and the right wetsuits. So it was like Christmas Day every day. You come in because you wanted a Quicksilver board, you wanted a Quicksilver wetsuit, or a branded board that you're familiar with.
Mm-hmm.
So it was just like Christmas every day when we came into the shop. It was good.
Yeah. And Tamzin, can you remember your first surf sessions, or was it just around you growing up?
I think I just got chucked in when I was young. As soon as I was born, more or less. The first memory I have isn't a very good one. You know which one I'm talking about. So I remember getting pushed into a wave, I think by myself one of the first times, and I wiped out off my board and got stuck between the board and the sand in the sea. So yeah, pushing up trying to get out.
There you go like that.
So that's my first ever memory. But
is that a Colium in the Swelly?
yeah, it was. Yeah. But I've just kept going. It's been good fun actually.
You enjoy it though, right?
Well, I was
You
gonna
love
say,
Oh,
it.
yeah, I
you're
love it.
surfing well now. We've been lucky enough to be surfing this for the last 4 months.
Yeah.
For the
Yeah.
last
For the
every
last
day.
yeah. Well, not at the moment because I'm injured.
Not
but
at the
for
moment.
the past.
But we
like
were
4
on the same
months.
session when you.
We
what did you do?
were. I sprained the ligaments on the inside of my knee.
Doing what?
Kicking out, and then leaving
not
leaving
kicking
my
out.
board behind, and leaving my leg with it. But it's fine.
And how have you found the transition? All of you lifeguard background? Did you say every one of you?
Yeah, I think.
How have you found that transition from kind of ocean, wild, not really the unexpected? I guess here, almost every eventuality can be expected within the extremes, but in the ocean there's so many more variables. Has it come with a different set of challenges here to what you're used to, or is it quite tame in comparison?
It's different because we work in a river basically for the RNLI, so we don't actually get many waves. So now we're getting waves, so much more different in terms of swimming in it or anything like that.
Yeah.
But as I said, during the winter, that it was just cold, and through the summer, obviously, it's just warmer.
Mm-hmm.
So the lifeguarding when it's cold outside is pretty tragic. But we managed through it. But it's definitely different, and I'd say it's more enjoyable as you only work with one person when you're on the beach,
Uh-huh.
and we work with like everyone around here. It's more of a close family
Yeah.
instead of quite spread out.
Literally family.
Yeah,
Literally,
there you
fam.
go.
Yes, you literally are all of Scotland's
Literally.
cover.
I think that thing of like working on the beach is like, it's great when you've got a sunny day, sand and loads of people around, great. And then like sometimes here it could be you like stood by the side of the wall or whatever, and you're just like dull as. But then here you've got guaranteed waves every day that you can go and surf. Where the beach you could spend 3 weeks at the beach and it just be flat all the time. So I suppose when you weigh it up, you're like, is that?
Yeah, definitely. It's a lot more active and eyes on here, and we're actually using our skills a lot more here.
Mm.
Like we're letting our skills over, personally 10 years or 5 or 6 years for these guys, and we're able to kind of thread that through the whole team, which has been good. We probably not really appreciate it, I suppose, but we're bringing a lot of that knowledge across. So, but we get highly trained with RNLI, don't let you train every day. We do a lot of casualty care. We're levels with paramedics, so if we're able to do that, then we can just enhance the cover here and make it look like a better package for the customers coming in.
How much coverage in Scotland is there for beaches for RNLI? Because there's not, I don't think is there 3 or 4 beaches?
So we have 8 beaches.
8 beaches.
In Scotland, going from Coldingham all the way up to Broughty Ferry and Dundee. But we only have
only
like
8 beaches, or there's only 8
No,
lifeguarding?
8 lifeguarded
I was going to
beaches.
say that does not sound right to me.
Yeah, no, they go all the way around. They just separate it.
Yeah. No, I just sorry.
They're all up the east coast of Scotland, so we kind of get pointed about everywhere, but there's only 3 or 4 beaches that actually have waves.
Right. So no one's saying Easy Street.
No.
In fact, I think I'm sure one of you were lifeguarding at
East Beach, is it? No,
what beach? No, down by Bunt Island. What's it? What's the beach over there?
Oh,
Aberdour.
Silver Sands.
Silver Sands. Was one of you there? And I was doing a photo shoot for a
Yes,
newspaper.
I was there when you came in.
And I don't know if we'd had met at that point, but I was doing a photo shoot for a newspaper in a wetsuit at a beach that does not get surfed, but they wanted me there. It was completely flat. It was the middle of winter, but no, it wasn't the middle of winter. It was cold, but they wanted me to look like it was summer, and I had to get in the water with no gloves and shit on. It was horrendous. But what I do remember is one of you were playing the Baywatch tune down the Tannoy, and I was like, "Who's doing that?"
That'll definitely be this guy as well.
It was definitely one
This
of
man
you.
here.
It's definitely him.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
was definitely one of you.
I think it was when you came on board. You came along and said, "Hello, I'm a sponsored surfer."
You say
And they all
that,
looked
you
at me
always
as if
say
I was
that.
going to. I just come back from World Championships with these two, and I was like, maybe he's a windsurfer or a kite surfer. I don't know, like, you know. But and the only person to get his van on the grass there ever.
Nah, somebody else must have got the van on.
Never been in it. No, even ambulances don't get up there, but you got yourself. I was quite proud of that.
Don't ask, don't get, right?
Well, that's it.
So, you know, you guys are surfing quite a lot. How have you seen the... did you surf most days, actually, out of curiosity? Aye, listen, I'm not here to grass. Surf every day, most days?
Yeah, most days we're surfing. These guys are lifeguarding a lot more than what I do, so my role predominantly here is the surf coach.
Yeah.
So I've got between either lessons or hosting. Hosting is obviously what every surf coach wants to do, because hosting just means we are crowd control in the water, aka I just surf most of the time. But don't worry, I watch out for everyone else as well, of course.
Whilst I'm on my wave.
Yeah, whilst I'm catching my wave, once I go, right, stop, catch that wave, and then I'll let them catch the
We've
next
had
one.
loads of feedback, actually, of people that, you know, they come to surf for the first time, especially more experienced surfers who aren't used to that host in the water. It's actually, kind of, when you think about it, it's really a host right there. But actually, it's quite a nice thing, because one, it kind of controls the lineup, but it gives everyone a bit of feedback. I think it stops the carnage.
I really liked it. I liked the first time surfing it. I like the feedback between. I think you were on the wall, and I think
so.
I don't know who was in. There was someone in the water as well, but like trying to work out where I needed to be and stuff like that was completely like mind.
I think if Tamzin was to be honest, where you needed to be was back in the changing rooms, taking your wetsuit off.
It's back in my car in the morning with a cup of tea.
Leaving.
Yeah. But it's difficult to get find your position and stuff like that. And I'm working out and have someone there talking to you on the wall and stuff like that is really helpful. And having someone in the water talking to you as well, just like the two views of like above and by the side of you, of like telling you what you're doing wrong or what you can change or your position. But at the same time, there was someone in the water in the same session where someone said something to do something and they got quite funny about it. So do you get that feedback as like lifeguards and coaches and stuff as well?
I think that's mainly towards the females.
Yeah.
Most of the males are usually alright, but because obviously we're all quite young and we're girls, sometimes there's one or two in a session that just won't listen, which really shows through. It's quite annoying, because most of the other folk who've been here quite a lot, and they'll listen, and it's just little things. So there was one time I was hosting in the water, Dad was on the wall, and I told this guy something, completely ignored me. He told me the same thing, and he listened to him, so I was like, I just literally said that.
That's pretty frustrating.
So that's a bit frustrating, but...
In their defence, because they're maybe old like me, they probably can't hear very well with the hoods on, and we're all still in hoods, so there is an element of that.
He was not in a hood. There was no hood on him.
Maybe he had earwax or didn't have his earplugs in.
Why are you trying to find excuses?
Why are you
Defending
Straight on it.
your daughter?
So that's moving on.
Well, it's nice meeting you all.
But also, Pete, you had the addition of getting decent feedback from the people who are there all day long, of about 10 people in the water also giving you completely different
That was
advice.
one thing.
One of them who is round here right now somewhere.
On a surf skate. But that was a bit of a confusing thing. Like, I think there was you, Seba was on the wall, and then there was someone next to me, and all three of you told me different things, and I was just like, yeah, whatever, I'm just going.
You had one hand paddling forwards and one backwards.
Yeah.
I don't know what to do.
Turn your head left, but go right. All right, what?
What do you see? What's the sort of common if you were able to just reach to everybody before they come, and I guess it's different for each of the session types, but what's the sort of common things you're seeing that would maybe help people before they come and surf here for the first, or additional times?
Well, when they do the hosting, the first thing I tell them is all the waves are mine.
Don't go.
And I'll tell you when to go and when to stop. No, it's realistically, it's just having that chat with the customers before they go in and getting the rapport. And if you get it right, it makes your life a lot easier.
Yeah.
And that just comes with experience, So I sometimes jump in because unfortunately, there's usually half the lineup.
Yeah.
Because I'm local and there's local people, have been coming more often than not. It just takes me I know sometimes I can be in the tower and I'll get asked, I'll go and tell this person on the left it's cut the shoulder, and 9 times out of 10 I go around and go, oh, it's you. Like, just tell them I told you and just stop doing what you're doing, and So it's quite a nice way that I can chat to people quite directly without feeling I'm kind of in the way a little bit. So we've managed to alleviate that kind of pressure you get with a wave pool.
Yeah. And what about the takeoff? What advice would you give on takeoff? Just for tons, for example.
There's an old man takeoff that you and I take off a laser pen, and then there's everybody else over here.
I'm getting closer to that wall.
Yeah, you do very well.
But my pop-up's going backwards, but I'm getting closer to the wall. I don't know what's going on.
I found I need to be forwards a bit and out a bit to take off on that
old
one.
Man take off over there.
Yeah. But I got after I don't know, surf too much, as I said already this week now. I surf more than one day in a month, and that's too much for me nowadays. And for the beginning of the week was crap, and then it went all right a little bit, and now my feet are dragging and everything, and my arms aren't working, and it's just no point. It's just
it is different from the sea. I've said, we have this conversation every day. You probably surf about 70% of what you would do in the sea, and to catch a wave you've got to paddle a lot harder than you would do over in the sea. Yeah. So it's kind of counterintuitive, but once you figure it out, it's Tamzin will tell you, she just takes one paddle and you're in if you get the angle right. Otherwise, you're always trying to figure out.
Yeah, all right. You thought it was great. I'm shit. Yeah, I got it. Don't worry about it.
But that's only because anybody could do what we're doing and we just figure it out.
Yeah.
It just we've had more water.
It's the repetition, isn't it?
Yeah, because we were told at the beginning, the Wavegarden guy said, "Foam's your friend. Take a bigger board, go wide off the wall, enjoy yourself. Don't get ahead of yourself and thinking." Oh, these guys are testing their waves again, are they?
Yep, they are.
Can I face that way now? Because I'm going to. But yeah, there's a lot of little things you can add into the customer experience that makes that worthwhile, good value for them.
Yeah,
I think a lot of people just need to focus on the fact that it takes 2 or 3 sessions to get used to where you want to take off from.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of people will come and do their first one and get really frustrated at themselves. But even for us, when we first started, it took us 3 days to figure out where we like to take off from, because everyone's so different. And then there's obviously more waves. If you wipe out on one, it's fine. Get the next one.
We also take into account your own nuances and whatever, and your own sort of ability to take off and pop up. It's exactly the same. I was so wide at the start, but knowing that in the ocean I paddle like fuck to get onto a wave because I'm taking off deeper to counteract my pop up, and and everyone else is looking, going, "Why are you there?" Well, you don't quite get what I'm doing, but it does. I think it in every set, and even today that we went to that M3.5, which is the start of turns. It's a little bit different, and the takeoff becomes a little bit different and nuanced. I think if people come in here thinking they're just going to get in and that's it. That said, though, that guy came from Ireland yesterday and straight on barrels, pretty much. He's only been surfing for 2 years. Genuinely true.
Is that why you're sitting funny, Pete?
Yeah, I'm sitting funny because I can't move anything down this side properly. It's just honestly, done in completely. It's
actually ruined. Ruined.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. I don't think, unless you've booked one of the sessions here, the bundle things, I think realistically people aren't going to surf that much here in a week. They're going to come once and then come the next week or a week after or something. I think 5 sessions in a week after not surfing is quite extreme.
I think you'd be surprised at how many repeat, and you guys will see it more than anyone, how many repeat customers we actually have. Almost every time I'm in tons, I see the same faces.
Oh yeah, no doubt that. But it's probably something it's like any sort of drug, isn't it? You just get addicted to it, and then they're here all the time. Then they're remortgaging, and then they're homeless, living outside, and they're looking for a job here because they can't afford to surf here anymore because now they're working here.
And we still get some time in the ocean. Or has it been a bit manic for you
not
guys?
seen the sea in a while,
Have you not?
to be honest. Nope.
Do you even actually? When's the last time you looked at a surf forecast?
I actually saw one today, but I went down to Pete.
Well, you walked past someone else looking
Yeah,
at one.
literally, I'm in control. If Finn had it up, I was like, oh, what are you looking at? It's like, oh, the forecast for the weekend. I was like,
You were
oh,
like,
right.
why?
What is that? Look outside. But the
Eyes on us, Martin.
I was about a month or two ago. I was like, I've not been in the ocean since before September. So
No way.
yeah. So I drove myself to Pease Bay and I just walked at the water and like touched it, and then I came back home. That was literally I just did
A bit of
that.
surf therapy right there.
Yeah, it's just felt nice and it
Sounds
smelled
like a
nice.
Tinder profile. That.
Got some nice-
lonely walks by the beach, touching the ocean.
It's on my Facebook profile now. Yeah.
I mean, I don't think anyone's disagreeing. Pete talks about this quite a lot. Like, I think every surfer's going to choose the ocean for a surf coast swell. This is just a place to refine, and we're on a fickle coastline that doesn't get a lot of swell, and when we do, most of the time it's crap. Like, we get them amazing days, but it's a real good stopgap, isn't it? And how much who actually has surfed ocean quite a bit, or some amount since we've opened? Who's seen some progress? Has anyone seen progress in the surfing?
I think compared to surfing in the sea, because it's quite like stop and start, because you've got to wait on the swell and stuff. Here, I feel like we've all progressed like leaps and bounds from what we used to surf. Because I don't think us three, I don't think we'd say that we were great surfers at any point.
Who's the
and
best?
Oh, look at that.
No, it's who's the best, not the oldest.
Why is he the best?
Because I mean, we learned from him. To be fair, so. What? Are you meaning
Why is
me?
he
Or are you
the
meaning you?
best?
They
I
all
think-
pointed at you.
They all pointed at you. Did you not see them pointing at you?
He's got the confidence. I think that helps him quite a lot.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
he ends up being good at everything he tries, which is really annoying. Middle child syndrome, I think that's what that is.
What about family surf trips? Do you get much of that, or did you get much of that before?
So
Aye.
We had
all
one.
all four of us, we like to surf quite a lot. Our mother isn't a massive fan of surfing, so trying to fit in time with not just it being a surf holiday is a bit difficult. But yes, we
4
do.
on 1, she's going to be
Exactly
I was gonna say
outnumbered
places
there.
more
I
than
think
not.
you've forgotten about being in the ocean in Tenerife in December. All of you.
I remember that.
I do
Okay.
remember that, yes.
We went to Tenerife. Mum stayed at home with the dog, who wasn't well at the time, but moving on swiftly. He's
Have
still
you
with us.
ever been on a
Oh.
family holiday that wasn't at a beach?
I don't think so.
If it's not
Paris?
tidal, we're not going.
Paris?
Oh, yeah, Paris.
Oh yeah, Paris.
Did you just go for a
Went to
surf?
Disney.
Don't think you chose that, though.
Disneyland.
Your face then was like, oh, that was shit. That was the worst time of my life.
I remember busting 120 on my hour in the Volvo trying to get back from the ferry, not realising I could just book the next ferry. But they were all they were all just babies. In fact, you were
I was a baby.
you were
yeah.
just one, I think, at the time. Yeah.
That was that time that you...
But no, we're normally near the coast right enough. But I think as I'm getting older now, well, yeah, you try to mix it up so Elaine, my wife, can come along as well. But she knows she's a surf widow, so she's kind of resigned to that after 28 years. You know.
Has she
Yeah.
ever surfed?
No.
Never?
No.
Not even tried it?
Nah, she's got contacts and she's a bit. She's not got the confidence swimming wise, so
Right.
just left it, which is sometimes not a bad thing. You know, I know a lot of couples that both do the same thing, and it's sometimes good to have a different interest. You know.
I tell you what, it made your life awkward when you had kids because one of you's got to stay on the beach most of the time.
Well,
That's
that was
true,
a problem in our case.
To be fair, our
There's a
mum made the
photograph.
best sand cars that I used to play in when I couldn't go in the water yet, so that's pretty cool.
I remember being in France and there's photographs, and it was we were there for 2 weeks. It was the best surf like of my life. Used all my quiver, and I'm not in any photographs because I'm always in the sea. So family photographs, and the dad always in the background in the water.
He's out there somewhere. I wanted to chat about your boards, Martin. How did you land on shaping boards and repairing all of mine?
Free of charge. Yeah, so so the guy.
That word goes with Mitch all the time.
Yeah, I know.
doesn't it?
Isn't it? Free shit. Can't get enough free shit. No, it's good question. But, no, it was a kind of accident. But my roommate was sponsored, and so I went to Newport Beach California, and he was getting a board shaped, and Mitch, Sean Stussy, with skateboarding,
Yeah.
gave me his cap, and so I experimented a little bit, and I came back home, and then I got a couple of kits just to make my own boards, because it was very difficult to get the own kind of board that you wanted, and then I opened up a shop, and I just remember thinking, I need to get, everybody was asking for second-hand mini mills, and they're still at hen's teeth, you can't get them for love or money.
Right.
So I just said, I'll make them for cost, couple hundred quid, 300 quid at the time, and within about 2 weeks I had like 17 boards on order. And then luckily this guy walked in, it was the end of the festival, and he was a glasser from Cornwall. I said, you don't go anywhere, and he's basically stayed for about a year and just trained me up out with glass and finish. And then because I was a novelty guy in Scotland, I was on the phone to a few people and gave me templates, travelled to South Africa, I got Glenn Darcy, Spider Murphy, guys that wouldn't give out templates, give me them, because they just thought I was this guy in Scotland making boards that wasn't really going to have an impact. And at one point I was making 4 or 5 boards a week.
Wow.
And then realised I was just spending more time in the garage than I was. If you have your own business, people come to see you.
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of mixed up, and then I had the kids, and then the surf school was obviously, the industry's changed.
Ruined it.
I know. No, so I don't really make them now. I do the odd one or two, but it's a good place to just switch off. I have a little kind of, 2 hours to yourself, 3 hours making a board and finish it. It's quite a nice thing to work with your hands, have a completed item. But
how nice is it? How nice is it seeing like older boards of yours? Like today we were in Surf Lab, and
there's one right there.
Actually.
In fact, that's the exact one I was on about. It walked past, and you're like,
he's
oh,
just
I
putting
made
it away.
that.
He's just putting it away now.
Putting that away as we speak.
Yeah, he's put duct tape on the nose, I noticed.
But he bought that used. I asked him in the water.
Oh, did he?
It's not. He didn't buy it new.
Nah, there's there seems to be longboards seem to be the thing I've ended up had a reputation of. I don't know how that happened. Well, there was a couple of boards I'd made in last year at the junior comps. They were all surfing my boards. I ended up winning them on my boards, but I thought it was just coincidence. But there's been some good feedback for the one that's sitting behind us. And I'm not a longboarder per se, but I think over the time you get to know what is the difference. Over 1,100 boards I've made, so over time I've learnt, what's good and what's not good, and what to put in it and not.
I didn't even realise you had a longboard here with you today.
It's I've only surfed it once here actually. A lot of people people want to ask for it and have a shot. I always get good feedback. And they've got a shape and be here, Jason Burnett, who an old colleague of mine who used to work in my shop when I was shaping. He's a bodyboarder. He's now shaping and doing stuff here, so it's great to see that all kind of building again. But I just do the odd one, and I kind of know what I need myself, but I'm a bit heavier and older than I was 30 years ago. So my boards
surf
are bigger
well though,
and thicker.
Martin.
I don't know, we'll find Grand Kahuna's champion, yeah.
Grand Kahuna check.
I forgot about that.
Tell the people about the Grand Kahuna champion. What is that? What does that mean? What does the Grand Kahuna mean?
So last year I went up to Thursday, and it's just the age group, so I'm over 50s. It's now the Grand Masters, but I ended up winning it. I got through a few heats in the Masters division, and got gifted a Ian Maston trophy, and so that's the first time I'd been an age group champion when I was 16 swimming, and then I was an age group champion when I was 56. So it's 40 years between being an age group champion in Scotland. Yeah, but it was a bit weird.
When's it win?
I keep getting distracted because I just hear that.
That's why I'm looking that way.
Yeah, but
Don't do it.
No, I hear the noise and I see him go.
I know.
Like that over my shoulder, and I'm like,
drifted away.
What's happening?
We're pushing the airwave for anyone listening.
The problem
behind
is,
us.
I know who's in there as well. That's why I keep wanting to turn around.
Doesn't matter. This is what matters.
Yeah. Yeah. So 40 years between trophies.
I know. So I've got it sitting there actually. I didn't think it was going to happen, and then Tamzin and Owen have been on the Scottish team. Travelled to the Azores World Championships in 2016, so that was great. That was kind of sort of the start of me up and doing a bit more coaching with national. Being a parent of kids, you always get involved that way. So that's been a really good experience from my perspective to learn more about how the Surf Lab, is really important. We've got this lovely. It's a unique facility here. We've got Dr. Brendan Ferrier, who, if you know anything about surfing, you've got Andy King. He's Gabriel Medina's coach, and he's phoning up Brendan to get advice, and we've got him here. So that whole learning a bit more. Oh, here it goes again.
Running commentary.
Sorry.
He was that long in the air that everyone got a chance to turn around and go,
Everyone except me. Next
On
one.
a credit card there, right.
And how is it? How's competition scene for you guys, or when you were doing Scottish Juniors, if that's what you were doing?
Yeah, so I did that back in 2016, but I just kind of stopped competing the year or two after that. I've just helped with the lifeguarding, gone up and
Because
watched
you were too
everyone
old at
else.
that point.
Yeah, so I had to be the open woman, and obviously they're quite good in Scotland. And then since then, because I've not really been in the water surfing, because if I'm at the beach, I'm teaching. So now I'm back in the water. Maybe I'll start competing again, but Owen still competes. Since
probably
then.
have to stop
Kind
injuring
of.
yourself as well if you want to do that.
Yeah.
Owen and I off to Thursday tomorrow, actually. We've got a lifeguarding course. We're up for the Scottish in a couple of weeks, so we're supposed to be overhead and offshore tomorrow in sunshine, so fingers crossed we get a bit of wild surfing, they call it nowadays,
Wild
eh?
surfing.
Wild surf.
Proper surfing.
Proper surfing,
Yeah.
yeah. Looking like a good forecast?
Very good.
What's our
Very
forecast?
good.
It's yeah. It's on the website. It goes Monday to Sunday, I think, and it tells you what time the sessions are on. It's something like that.
So like you're saying, like your family holidays and stuff of, you've been all selfless and always gone somewhere your mum and wife wanted to go, and never to the best beaches around the world, obviously. So where's some of the best places you guys have surfed, do you reckon?
Probably the Azores.
Yeah,
when we
I'd
were
say
there
the Azores
in
as well.
2016 for the Junior World Surfing
I remember that
Championships.
so well.
Yeah, well, us three went to
Yeah, we all went.
the Azores. Because
Maybe
Tamzin
go
was
back in
competing.
September with your mum, just to clarify. So we're all going to be going there.
The
at
only
some
thing I
point
heard
later
was
in
the
year.
pineapple was so good over there.
No, it was the pastry out of that one
Pineapple.
shop.
The pineapple was so good over there. That's all we heard when we came back. Guys, you should have had the pineapple. I was at home.
It was very good, to be fair. It was very good.
We never figured out the mystery of the UHT long live milk. There was cows walking by that were milking cows. You couldn't get a fresh.
Cows were milking cows.
Well, they were
Interesting, that,
It's
isn't it?
impressive,
milking cows,
to say the least.
but you couldn't get a fresh pint of milk in the Azores. It was all long live milk.
Maybe it's because it just warmed up too quick.
And how was that? So what was good about the surf there, or was it just because it was a nice family trip, sort of?
Well, some of the family.
There was
Some
only
of the
half
fam-
of us.
some of the family.
Half the family, yeah.
Half.
It was just a nice place, nice and warm, in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean. Because whenever someone asks, "Where is the Azores?"
Sorry.
You just pointed that as well.
Hands in your pockets, Tamzin.
And it was just, there was like plenty different reef breaks like around the coast. So it
Yeah.
was just a really nice place, really.
Yeah, I think it was nice as well because obviously all the Scottish team, we all are quite like good friends, so we all were going to see reef breaks together and stuff. So it's a lot of socialisation surfs, but
I just
good
realised
fun.
as well, because back then Ben Lark, because now he's an ambassador for this place, he was only 12 and tiny.
Yeah.
And the BBC were covering Iona, so Craig McLachlan, who's now Scottish champion, his bigger sister, was getting a BBC programme done about her. And I was coaching a little bit, and she surfed in her 5 mil wetsuit. She came out, she could hardly breathe because she
What,
was...
in the Azores?
Yeah, because she'd gone out the day before without a wetsuit and realised she had to swim up because she's used to just being a wetsuit all the time.
Yeah.
So she panicked a bit. I have to wear a wetsuit because I'm used to wearing it all the time. So just the kids realising, oh, it's all different, and then turning up in the last day with bottles of Southern Comfort, and I was like, it's 16 in Portugal for our A scoop. So my first job as a national coach was give them danger pint games and how to give them drinking games. So maybe it wasn't. Oh, is another one? Oh, he's landed up.
Ah.
No, it was only a credit card area, but yeah, but a great experience, and we are going to go back. My wife and I were talking last weekend, so yeah, it's a bit like Hawaii and kind of the Canaries mixed together.
Right.
It's a stopping point between the Canaries and the Caribbean. So it's a stopping point for all the naval ships go by it. So it's
Yeah.
got a really lovely place. So we will go back.
Where have you been anywhere that you've just been like, this was a terrible idea? Like for surfing, I mean.
Lost Shore.
I was just going to talk about the drive to France that we don't talk about.
oh, that was horrendous.
I
That was
think
so
I think
bad.
you should definitely talk about the drive to France,
It
and
was-
after that, I want to know what it feels like to be the outcast of the family and never involved in the family trips.
It's okay. You get used to it now.
Oh,
Yeah.
He was just too young at the time.
He's a footballer in the family. Don't look like you any other
Yeah,
reason.
that's
I
true.
don't know if that's good or bad.
Ignore him. He's a footballer. So what happened on this trip to France?
To be fair, it was a great trip for me because I was just in the back of the van for how long was the drive there?
I think it was like 2 days.
It was supposed
She's
to
in the
be.
back of the van for 2 days.
I just slept the
Sleeping
entire
in
way.
the
Brilliant.
I think it was supposed to be 17 hours, but I think I drove. Oh, look at this.
Oh! You laughed on that. I even saw that one.
It was supposed to be 17 hours, but it was turned to about 24. On it, horrendous. And going down there, we got lost. We picked up a.
When you say we.
Well, my wife.
We were
You
too
got
young.
lost.
We were too
You
young to
got
know
us
what was
lost.
going on.
I say, well, I was driving, so my navigator wasn't particularly good. And she's like left. She'll go turn left, left. This is right, everybody. So it's, I remember going in Bordeaux trying to get off at junction 16. So there's a ring road that goes around Bordeaux, and we're heading south towards Mimizan and Hossegor. We passed like 4 times and never turned off.
That's like me trying to get to Edinburgh Airport.
So and then I remember getting there, and as I said before, it was like the surf was epic, and I went over the hill the first day. My back was ruined, and there was nobody on 6 foot offshore spitting barrels, and I couldn't go anywhere near the sea for about 3 days.
No.
But so the journey was just, and then to be back, I thought, oh, this is going to be a lot easier. I remember I got to the sea and I thought, oh, I've got it, but it was about 100 miles down the coast. I still had to go further to Dover, to Calais. So, but we did it against. Here he goes. Who's this?
We're just going to stop to look
We're
at this
literally
one,
stop.
aren't
We're
we?
going to watch this here. So somebody is pumping on their backhand massively. Air section in. Oh, reverse. What is that? Rodeo flip?
It's like
Rodeo
a
flip. Didn't land it though.
Superman
That's
kind of
the
thing.
big
So
I don't know.
we're calling that an incomplete.
That was quite a boring one.
So let's talk about maybe some of your best waves or most like memorable surfs that you can remember, whether it be just a really good session, just an epic wave, or something you've done. Who wants to?
Mine was in Forteventura when I was about 12, and I was using my sister's board, which I actually dinged on the wave. But it was the first wave
I wasn't on this all
got
day.
on properly, and I was along it. And then I remember as soon as I came off, I fell off, I smashed my knee, I cut my knee, I smashed her board, and that was the last time to use that board. And I got right out after that, and then, yeah.
When did you tell her about the board?
I didn't even know I did it until they were like, who's dinging Tamzin's board? And I was the last person to use it. So...
You're still trying to say
apparently
it was me.
To be honest, before that at the Azores, Dad put his knee through it when I was supposed to be competing on
So
it.
I
so
wonder
it
where
was
it
worse.
came
When he
from.
landed on the board, it would do it.
So you've just blamed this on me? Well, your big clunky knee just smashed into the board, eh?
Well, it wasn't the Rusty
We-
Lee,
we-
was it?
no, it wasn't
Like
Rusty,
that
that's
infamous
Rusty
family
Fin,
board
no,
that's in
no.
the back.
No, he's already taken off the fin off that.
I said, yeah.
That was.
It's the one thing you couldn't get out the board, but it took out the wall here. No, but you were only 11. They were all quite young. I remember that because you hit your brother in the head with the board. 'cause you
No,
didn't
that was another time.
I don't remember that.
That's
What
because you got concussion.
Still. What was your favourite wave or best wave or?
I think probably most memorable one was at Pease Bay when we were getting the photo shoot for the newspaper that we were in.
What was it?
for
What was the
the-
photo shoot for?
It was for the Junior Surfing World Championships in 2016. It said McQueenie's aiming to ride crest of wave
Oh, I
all the
hate
way
when
to
they
the
say
Olympics.
all the way
crest.
to the
Horrible
Olympics.
saying.
And I said, we never once said that ever. But
McQueenie's taking on the world.
and I think it was just like that photo shoot because it was just, as much as the camera was obviously on us, it was quite nerve-wracking. But I remember surfing. I thought I surfed pretty well that day, and then that was the photo in the back of the van, I think. Is it not?
It's in the I got a wrap in the back of the van, which you always forget about your middle child, so I stuck him in the back so I can't forget him. So he's always behind me whenever I go anywhere.
At least he's honest about it. Tamzin, what about you?
I don't actually really know. It actually might be here.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because when I was younger, I wasn't very good at doing turns. Whereas here, I've been in so much that now I can kind of turn myself. So I think my favourite one so far was when I took the 6-2 out for the first time in the staff surf. I just had a great time. So much fun.
Yeah.
It's been a while since I felt like that on a wave, so I think that might have been it.
And the Grand Kahuna?
It's a bit of I can't even remember. There's
Is there a photo in sepia of it?
I suppose we're getting barreled for the first time, and probably hits in my head most because it's Thursday East. If you get it right, you can be in it for quite a while. So I do have that memory, but it's insane. I've had other barrels and other waves in other places, but nothing quite like home, I don't think. So Thursday East for me, and I think if you ask any kind of seasonal surfer that's been surfing a while around here, if they've managed to score Thursday East.
Yeah.
And having travelled a bit and talked to other surfers, but it's just as much power as you get up there you do in Hawaii. So Thursday, but this is fantastic though, don't get me wrong. I'm surfing more here now. I've still not on my own boards yet. I'm still surfing a thicker board, but the amount of time you get at your feet, you can kind of dial in and go, he landed. No, he didn't.
Still watching. It's twitching.
Who are you still here at work?
She's on reception.
Look at that, he's like trying to clock people out already. Like, you're not getting paid for this. It's like it's coming out of his pocket. And what about worst?
No.
What about your worst wave or worst experience in the surf?
He can't remember us, clearly.
because of it, yeah. Well, worst wave, worst wipeout, worst experience you can remember surfing.
Belhaven Bay.
Really?
I remember going out. It actually wasn't that long ago, maybe a year or two ago, and my dad and I went out, and it was quite big, and I just remember it being so choppy, and I was paddling out, and I got seaweed stuck in my leash, and I was just going nowhere against these waves. I was just duck diving under and then going backwards and then getting crushed again. I remember going under, and the board obviously didn't tombstone, but in my head I was like, oh my god. I went under, I was like, I'm dead, I'm so dead. I popped up and I just went out and I just waited for him to come back in.
Belhaven, I've never seen a beach that's had more dense seaweed and like what I don't
It's
know
horrible.
what that the sea plant with a like literally 6 foot of like stem on it.
Kelp.
Yeah.
Is it kelp? Is it?
Is it kelp?
Is it kelp?
It is kelp,
Like
isn't
I
it?
mean, I'm talking like when you wipe out, you don't know if you're breaking back through it when you stand up.
Yeah.
It's brutal there.
You should surf there more.
What about yours? What was your worst?
I think it would probably have to be again in the Azores, as it hasn't been mentioned enough in this chat yet. But yeah. So
Do you remember
that
this
was
horse?
Yeah, it was good. It was good. The pineapple and the pastries
so good.
and that wipeout you're about to hear about.
I think it was just after you attempted that air and put your knee through Tamzin's board. I was catching a wave and I must have just like decked it on the takeoff, and then my leash came off, and at that point I think it was like right in like a kind of like a rip current kind of bit,
Yeah.
and I got wiped out by another wave, and then I was just stuck underneath the water for a bit. So then, just like you, I thought, oh my god, I've died.
Yeah.
And then splashing around like this, and then I was like, wait a second, the flow's right there. Kicked it, pushed up, and then I was like, get me out of the water, get me home.
Horrible feeling.
Yeah, horrible
Tamzin.
feeling.
I've had quite a few, but I think the one that pops up mostly to memory was the momentum comp that we had. I think it was the year after the Azores.
He's not
That
even
was
listening.
I'm just
And,
watching the facial expressions
when was
of
that?
you lot watching people do airs. It's
Eh.
quite. I could tell what's happened just by looking at you.
That was the first comp we did for
2017.
it was Seb on it from Surf Skate. Seb Geminis. That was 90.
No, well, I wasn't
Wait a
at that one.
2017.
Yeah, it was 2017. And I was actually the only girl at the time before the other girls decided to do a wee comp.
Two others.
So I was the only like younger girl who was competing, so they put me in with the boys. And I got to the final, and then I mustn't have waxed that rail to my board or something, and I slipped off as I've like been catching a wave, and my legs have just come right over my head in a scorpion, and honestly almost broke my back. And I was out for like, I just not really surfed the same since then. It's been a bit horrendous. So that's the main one that comes to mind, to be honest.
And Martin, you must have a few to pull from here.
How long have we got? Yeah. Obviously, I was talking about Thursday East, and that there was one time being out there. It wasn't a worst wipeout, but it was just funny because it got that big. I know this guy's got a boost here. 1, 2, 3.
Well, we're going to watch in, so here we goes.
Oh,
Yeah, it's not big. Another incomplete.
Another incomplete. No, I just remember that sometimes if you know Thurso, you can join up with the ship pipe next to it. And I got to a point, there was 3 of us at the back, and this set came looming, and I just started laughing because we're like, oh, it's not going to end well, like, you know. What can you going to do, like, you know?
You see it coming, and you're just like, oh, here we go.
Because sometimes you paddle at 10 o'clock. If you see somebody in front of you paddling at 10 o'clock, you know you're in the shit. You've got to go wide. It was just going, like, you know. I thought, no, and so it came in, and the first one, so we're right at the back, and my mate had the biggest board, so we were all trying to say to him, well, you got to go because you got the biggest board, you know. And it was really just survival instincts. And so we got washed in, came up once, I think it was the first time I was in a cave, or I was stuck somewhere, tombstone, came up, pulled up the leash, got up, and then I seen my mate, he just kind of popped up, and I just upset myself laughing because he was gasping for air, you know. There's waves coming, I'm like, nice knowing you, like, you know, see you later. And then we got washed in, and then the second wave I got washed over the wall, which is right on the high tide mark. So there was 4 of us in the water. So we got out, and then I remember Scotty Main, kind of legend from there, he's just standing with 6'2" going,
eyes on me.
I think
I can hear that air going, eyes on me.
But he said, I think I'm undergunned. We went afterwards and got a wave around the corner, and best stuff I've ever had. So I didn't cut that out, and in the corner. And but it took about 20 minutes. We couldn't find one or 2 buddies. They'd been washed up the river. So that 2 sets had taken us all from 2 waves out the back. So it must have been about, I don't know, 3 times overhead, something like that. That was a bit of a kind of moment going, this could have ended really, really badly, but luck was on our side and we got out. But there's been a few others, but that just because it was big, I think.
Yeah.
You out your elements, you know.
There's nothing quite like that fear, is there, of being sat out there and you see something so big coming from the background that you're like, 1, we're fucked because that's just going to hit us, that's it. But 2, you have that thing, you go into a panic or you just start laughing because you're like, you know what's going to come.
Save my energy for the whole day.
Those clean-up sets that just like, where were we? We had that one and literally just wiped everyone out of the whole.
I have no idea.
I can't remember. We were somewhere, just literally at the back, it just wiped everyone out. But it's somewhere in Devon.
It's nice when you.
No, it's Newquay, Watergate.
Oh, I don't know. It's nice when you get that, you know, when you just happen to be the deepest and you see that set coming and you're the only one that scratches over. My favourite bit is you don't even look back when it breaks on everyone. You wait till they've all started paddling and then you look at all of them. So you're like, oh yeah. And you know it. I made it. It's so smug. And Momentum Surf School, is it still going? What's the crack?
Yeah.
Is undecided, is it?
No, it is. No, I've got a couple of dates, so I think it was always an understanding that I thought I was just going to put everything into this, but because I'm the closest surf school to here, like 15 minutes away. I've been down the coast for the longest time, the first surf school in Scotland, so it kind of adds a bit of value that I keep it going, and it means that if we need to, we can facilitate. We've got bookings all summer, so we've got a day a week that we can go down. Get a bit of surf therapy if you like, you know, because we like to be at the beach. So I think we're all looking forward to actually being at the beach. And then, every day until October, but every 1 day a week, sorry, I should say. But having that transition between the pool and the sea has always been a very interesting. I know I'm looking. I'm getting.
His eyes have gone already.
It's barely even started yet, that wave, and you're already looking at it.
That's
it's barely even.
That first that's coming in.
It looks.
The little nub.
The airwave's pretty cool. That is the nub, and it's finished already.
That wasn't.
They might have been pushing something different. Yeah. They might have pushed something different.
Funky stuff with the paddles.
He just gets carried away, doesn't he? He can't help himself. Tell us who you are and what you do. And if people are interested in checking out Momentum Surf School, how would they do that? And where do you coach?
There's a photograph of one on the back and a QR code. You just click on that and you can 2 clicks you're booked in. And I'll do it down the coast. So we would always been, our thoughts were with opening up Lost Shore, that we would have to have a sort of conversion course or something that was going to, because from our trip down Cornwall last year, Mitch, we found out quite quickly that the surf schools were getting people that were pool surfers and didn't really understand the narrative of going surfing, you know, the kind of the etiquette in the sea. Yeah. And so if we can alleviate that, because Scotland's got a small amount of surf schools, so my job as a community liaison, I'm obviously know everybody in the SSF and all the surf schools. and it means that we can get everybody involved. So when it comes to us recommending surf schools in Scotland, then we can say, right, this is your postcode, go to Aberdeen or Fraserburgh. So I think we're in a very unique position here that we can make the transition between the pool and the sea a lot better and safer for people.
Yeah.
So here he goes. Oh, this is a good one. He's going to...
Right, okay. That's not a make either. We've not had one yet. Come on, what are these guys doing?
So still going, and I'll do the odd board here and there, but I've just not got much time, to be honest. So you can imagine a new start business where we're very, very busy. So
is this like first time you've had a proper job then?
A desk job, since been self-employed
like surf shop, self-employed, and then beach.
Well, RNLI was it's a salary, so that was nice. It was the first time I was working with a team. Yeah. Because we've got a similar amount we've got 36 as RNLI the team that we have, and it's the same for the surf ops.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a similar kind of setup, vibe. But I enjoy working with a team, especially with the kids. That's obviously the cherry on the cake,
Yeah.
But I'll have these guys involved if they stay with me. I thought they wouldn't do their travelling to Bali for a couple of months.
Are you?
That's right. Yeah.
When are you doing that?
That's right.
In a couple months, I'll be going. Well, I leave in 4 weeks to go to Thailand and stuff. But Bali is a couple months away, so that'll be fun.
Who are you going with?
My girlfriend. Going with her to.
She surf?
She will be.
Does she know she's going to surf?
So we're surfing or dragged along behind the surfboard.
Well, that sounds like it'll be mega fun.
Yeah, looking forward to that. It'll be super fun.
Maybe a couple of surprise visitors at the end of your holiday when you're in Bali.
Or are you going to... What's that programme, Secret Mum and Dad, when they just appear undercover Mum and Dad?
It'll just be Dad.
Well, yeah, if it's at the beach.
Just come to check on you. See you later.
I'll be too busy here, to be honest.
Well, guys, it's been an absolute pleasure to...
Where can people find information about your surf school online if they want to go?
Oh, we promote Momentum, maybe. LostShore.com. Yes, Momentum Surf Shop.com. Still got that, but yeah, it's really much. I don't look to sort of fill my books. I'm really just doing it as an added bonus to add value to what we have here. So just to make it quite clear, it's a mutual understanding that Lost Shore is where it's at, and if we can facilitate people wanting to go to the beach.
Hey, did you say Lost Shore is where it's at?
Who taught you that?
Go. New motto, eh?
Just spitballing as I go, eh?
We also... I mean, technically we've got a Facebook page and an Instagram page.
Oh, yeah,
so if people want to follow that, they can do, but it's not been used much.
Who runs it?
Me.
Do you?
Tamzin runs it.
I think you started following me the other day. Should have
I
noticed
did.
that. You did.
I
I saw that.
Got followed by Momentum.
Yeah.
Oof, what a privilege, eh?
Honestly, mate, it's how you know you've made it. It's how you know. Is Momentum following you? No.
I don't even know if they're following me, to be honest.
No, I'm pretty sure you're followed.
Well, happy days, guys. Cheers again. It's been an absolute pleasure.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
How was the Doritos, the guava?
So good.
They're actually really
They're
good.
nice and cold. I think
Pete was banging on about these all week, and I was like, yeah, whatever. And then I had one. I was like, oh, this is really good. I think I've had them every
this
day.
isn't the first time I've done this.
No.
How's your sock game as well? But he's like, I banged on about stance socks to him for so long. I was like, I was like, I like stance socks. They're the only ones I wear.
I mean, come on. I don't wear socks. Everyone knows it. Right, guys, cheers. Have we got an air boosting off? No, we don't.
No, you just missed it.
Should we
wait for one?
I was going to say we could wait for one more and give the listeners something to hang on to. And how would you go about this, Air, Martin?
You see the state of my belly button? I'm not doing anybody else.
Why? Because it would hit you in the head?
No, I had a nasty one on the side of my tummy a few years ago, but yeah, I'll get in. I'll probably mess up the takeoff though.
Who's the aerialist?
And one of us?
Yeah.
Nobody yet.
Nah.
Yet.
None of us.
Potential.
Here we go. Do a kick.
Right, here we go.
Do a kick flip.
Anyone know who that is?
Flip.
Getting some serious speed.
You're spinning.
Oh, what was
Done
that? That was
an
terrible.
that was a kick out. That was an air.
Kick out, yeah.
I could have done that. Cheers, guys.
Cheers.
Thanks.
Cheers.
Well, cheers for that, McQueenie's. I jumped into that quickly because I saw Pete just take a big slurp of tea and I was trying to catch him out. But
You
super
can't catch
fun.
me out.
So, whatever. Super fun.
It was super fun, wasn't it? And sat outside there with it was probably the worst place we could have sat with the surfing that was going on, and I think it was airs going on for one of the first times or something when we were sat there, wasn't it? And every now and then it's just look at that.
Yeah.
And Martin was the worst. Martin's just like you can tell how I think with the kids that I don't think that how into surfing Martin is. I don't think they've had a choice. I think they've just been dragged through it. I know they all love it now and they're all really into it, but I think they were going into it no matter what with how much he loves it.
Yeah, well, it's not just the surfing, it's the water in general. But yeah, totally. With hindsight, I know this from having many instructional qualifications that normally you don't face your, in this terms, customers or guests or whatever, pointing towards the interesting thing that's going on. Like if you're teaching a surf lesson, you never have the students facing the water because they're just going to watch all the other surfers. You have them facing you with nothing else going on. So having Martin staring at the pool when people were blasting out airs was definitely a huge mistake. But yeah, man.
Yeah, no, yeah, it was super fun. I mean, and I think my first session at Lost Shore, I think Tamzin was on the wall and super helpful. Like really, I know you get different people on the wall, and they're at Lost Shore. Every time I was there, everyone was really chatty, really friendly. But her, first of all, obviously she knew it was the first time I'd surfed there, was really helpful with move across, get back, get forwards, whatever, positioning and helping me get settled. Because that first time surfing there, I was really nervous. I was like, I was talking about this to someone the other day, and I was like, I was so in my own head about surfing there. One, that it was a new place to surf, a different wave pool, biggest wave pool in Europe. Two, I know when I'd walked round, you were introducing me, and everybody knew me already because they loads of them listened to the podcast and stuff. So that was also really nervous. And then on top of that, surfing for a first time in a new place, I was really in my own head, and she did a really good job of calming me down and making me feel really chilled. I still surf like absolute ass, but that's not the point. Her job that she did was really good.
All we can do is provide a safe place and give you as much feedback as possible. It's on you to go improve. But no, I completely agree with that, and I completely understand that point of I remember going to the wave. Every time I'd go to the wave, long before we opened, there'd be at least 6 weeks, always a few months in between visits, and it was every time was the first time again. And there is that nervousness of paddling out and kind of not fully understanding what the fuck is going on most of the time. And you're in there with people you don't know. And weirdly at the wave, I always found you get pulled into the fence more than you do at Lost Shore. I always remember getting I was worrying about getting my fingers caught in the fence, but that doesn't happen at us. I'm not sure why. Maybe it's to do with the channel, but so I totally get it, and that's one of the beautiful things about having the host on the wall and the host in the water, is being able to give that kind of feedback, and that's kind of the point of it. So, and the McQueenies as a whole, they're just, honestly, I have to say, they've got to be one of the favourite sort of bunch of people, or certainly families that I work with. They are absolutely phenomenal people. Tamzin, by default, has just become the official face of Lost Shore, just through being on loads of content recently. But she comes across really well as well, and it's something that I've wanted to do for such a long time. In the way that I often have people who come up and be like, "Oh, Mitch, I follow you on Instagram," or I follow the show, and they come to me and say hello. I've wanted that for the staff at Lost Shore, and kind of the way that people turn up feeling like they know somebody. It's taken us a while to figure out the format of how to do that. And at first we were doing these intro pieces of each of the staff members, but it's too long. You have to invest a good minute to figure out who somebody is. So just having people on the feed just doing their thing has been working really well for us. So people are turning up and saying, "Oh, I recognise that person from that, from this, from the other."
I think what you've done with Lost Shore, because to be honest, at the start I was sick of seeing your damn face on the thing, but I think you've got a really good balance now. When I seem to see in my feed, there's a really good balance of men and women on there, and different people and what's going on around the place. It's not all focused on your and Ethan's ugly mugs, even though you run all the social media. There's a big variation of everything and abilities and everything, even to the Lost Shore advert that I see with a leash dragger that does my head in every time I see it. But apart from that,
there's something
that does
to
my
be
head
said.
in that music as well.
There's something to be said. I remember thinking this like as a kid, and there was adverts on TV, and this isn't purposeful, by the way. The song was really good at the time, but the song Pete's referring to is the one on the ads that I have running for Lost Shore that hopefully you're getting bombarded with. But it was a song that I had used for something else, licensed music, you know. And obviously when you get served it a lot, it becomes annoying. It's a song that it's a really good vibe, and the first time I used it, it fitted perfectly. But I think there's something to be said for music that's really fucking annoying in an advert because there's just a connection and a reminder to that thing. There's something that, you know, if you're sitting going, oh, I love this tune, and you're singing the tune, maybe you're not paying attention to the thing that's trying to be shown. But anyway, so it's been great to have everyone on the feed, and you know, Martin as well. Honestly, like, there's not many people I have more time for on the planet than my surfing granddad, the Grand Kahuna, Mr. Martin McQueenie.
You say that. Your son's got more time for him recently because he's one of Martin McQueenie's best customers, isn't he?
So actually, I should overlay the video in a minute of this because it is actually gold. I don't think I've sent you it yet. But what you're referring to is you'll have heard, you know, Martin shaped over 1,300 boards, something I have heard. I think I've heard him say that more than 1,300 times to people. He's told the name of every board as well. But anyway, Kyle, my son, I bought him a Firewire mashup, as we know, 6.2, and he keeps banging it off the wall, like properly smashing it, like brand new board, first session, off the wall, right? So goes and gets a repair. Martin repaired it. Literally, Kyle's not surfed for a wee while, and me and him surfed tons last week. I famously never make the line up for the first wave of the set. The closest I've got is halfway up the machine wall before the waves push.
Yep.
And I'm kind of halfway up, same thing. I see Kyle on his first wave, and so I sit on my board just to watch him, and man, he takes off super deep, and I'll come back to this in a minute, but stacks it on takeoff. The board mate, and I will overlay it now, absolute somersault, nose on the wall, and as if that's not unlucky, the board hits the wall again later in the session. Just the rail hit the wall, and he actually got out because it's like, you know, it's just in your head space. It's just so annoying. Brand new board. Anyway, Martin already fixed the board, and I saw Martin a bit later. I was like, oh, Martin, mate, that board repair you done for Kyle? I said, it fell off. He said, what do you mean it fell off? I said, well, his board hit the wall and the repair just fell off. So I get him to repair that again. But I've realised the reason Kyle is, he keeps hitting the wall, and the reason it's happening so much, and fair play to him, I can't do it. He's got 1,000 times better pop-up than I do, but he takes off like a pro. So, you know, obviously every wave and every type of wave has a variation of how you can pop up and how you take off. And he straight hands, so he is literally scraping the wall while he's taking off. He straight hands his takeoff, meaning he's taken off pretty much in the whitewater on the breaking lip, and he comes out into a bottom turn. So he has a ton of speed, and that is a great thing to do. And it's something I used to do in the ocean, except I would take off into the shoulder and then start cutting back as I was popping up. So when you do that, you're minimal effort, loads of speed, come out into a bottom turn. That's how most pros take off. However, if you aren't 100% consistent and you stack it, it's in a pool, it's the worst possible place to be in a wipeout. Not for you in terms of the board, because the board is going to get engulfed by all that white water, all that oscillation of water, and it's going to send your mashup, your 6.2 mashup, like a torpedo into the wall. So I tried to say to him, look, just lean in and learn how and where to take off. Like, it's great you can do that, but you won't be able to do that on a straight up vertical drop in on a big wave. So start angling your takeoff and just understand where they both fit, where these type of takeoffs work.
Yeah. Man, it is one of those things, because I mean, like, angling your takeoff is a huge thing of it. I mean, I feel like a takeoff over angled. I feel like I'm virtually sideways taking off.
Lip line float or takeoff.
Yeah, literally float or takeoff. But speaking of boards, and speaking of, no, not that we were speaking of Tiki, but I'm going to speak of Tiki anyway, because I just spoke to Matt a minute ago before we started recording this.
Hi, Matt.
What boards were you saying? Matt loved the fact that I took the piss out of him the other day on a podcast as well. But what boards were you saying about from Tiki we're getting in?
Oh,
the
M23.
And you said
that's
no,
a torque
not
board.
that. They've got that. They've
What
had that for
about?
ages. Yeah, the Lost boards.
Oh, sorry, right. I thought you were talking about what boards are getting in at Lost Shore.
No. Oh, no, you get the M23. Everyone should have the M23. It's amazing. So they've now got the Lost boards. I think it's the Pisces, the Puddle Jumper, and the Round Nose Fish.
Okay.
But customers will be able to order them in any size they want on a pre-order, which will take about 4 to 6 week turnaround.
Nice.
And as well as that, when you order your Lost board from them, you can use the discount code from us to get the free shipping.
UK Surf Pod.
No, that's for the discount.
Oh,
the
you're talking
UK
about,
Surf Ship.
Yes, you're on about
for the shipping of the boards. So the Lost boards are now going big in Tiki, and they've got all the different sizes and everything. And then what else are they doing? He said they're doing Christmas gifts thing where you buy 2 and get a third half price. And they're doing like stuff on like Sea Monsters, Yetis, and all that sort of stuff. And he also said all their Evo boards now are available at the Wave at the moment if you want to go and try one of their Evo boards out. And they're available to hire in the Wave.
Great stuff. Well, get your hands on there. Get on their website as well and see what's going down there. Use our codes. Get yourself a wee discount, and don't forget that free shipping.
Yeah. Free shipping on the boards, and the discount code for 10% off is UK Surf Pod 25, I think it is. And that's it is. Just checked it. Loads of good stuff going on there.
Well, that's great.
What else we got? What else been happening? Anything? Nothing?
Well, I had a...
You went surfing, so... No, nothing. Let's go. Bye. Nice to see you, everyone. See you next time.
No, because I want to talk about that surf, because fuck me, was it good. Sunday morning, St Andrew's Day, actually. Surf St Andrews. What else do you do on St Andrew's Day? That's why St Andrews built St Andrews. And, so I went up, kind of...
It's not what you told me on the phone.
No, but let's not get into that. I've done some more research since, and St Andrews has actually been to Scotland. St Andrews, the patron saint of Russia. Let's just leave people pondering on that and not even explain it. So, I went up, had a surf with Swanee. Obviously, Swanee's episode was out, and his drop-in episode, which, oh man, I just forgot how much fun that was. Like, just his reply comment about his, what do you call them, tech decks, the finger skateboards, the surfboards, in his bath, and having a competition for the remote. every bath's a final. His comment said that, I think I said something about, do you need me to send help? And he said, oh no, somebody pulled the plug out and now I'm stuck on dry reef in his bath. But that was class. But yeah, anyway, so went up St Andrews for a surf, and oh God, it was good. It was so good. And I haven't really had many, other than when we were in Newquay, that was probably the last good, like really good ocean surf I've had. And kind of a bit like the sort of progression of conversation throughout this year is that I want to surf similar in the ocean to what I'm doing in the pool. I know it's not going to be as good because I'm never on as punchy, as fast, and as clean a wave. But given that opportunity on that wave, I should be able to surf similar, right? And there was a little bit of lump and bump on it, in fairness, on Sunday. But that's what it was, like first wave. And actually, I've just posted the photos a minute ago that Swanee snapped. I had no idea he was snapping. And, there was just one wave where it was like a nice bit of size to it, kind of drop into the bottom turn. And it was like just 2 top turns, like carving top turns, where normally I'd probably just fall straight off the back. And I genuinely don't feel like I could have got higher in the lip and still came out of them with more speed. And like, I'd done the first one, and I was like, holy shit, that worked. And then I managed to do a second one, then into a cutback, and I was just like, oh man, this is everything. This is what I want. This is what I've been wanting to do. This is what I want to feel. And for Swanee to capture some of that on a shot as well. And there was one photo sequence where I take off. There was a lot of closeouts. I take off into a bottom turn, and it was kind of racing the section before I knew it was closing out. And it could not look more like I am tucking into this barrel, where the reality is that actually I'm realizing I'm not making it through. So I'm just trying to actually push through the back of the wave. But the picture is just before I lean into the dive, where I ultimately just concrete head-butted the wall of water.
Mate, next time you should try and punch through it backwards. It's really good for you.
Yeah, so that's only on backhands. That worked. So that was mega fun.
Yeah.
Like I was stoked to get that surfing. I'm now off.
That did look like a good day.
Yeah.
That looked like a really good day surfing.
Well, I'm now off till it's Tuesday now. I'm off till a week Thursday, so I'm hoping to go chase some more. I was going to come down your way, and when I say your way, I mean to Cornwall. But it looked like nuclear winds and like 18-foot swell at 15 seconds. There's no point driving that far and not surfing.
I tried to go surfing at the weekend, but it was all big, blown out, messy, windy. So I went to Mountain Hawk skate park instead. That was fun. Yeah, a bit of skating. That was fun. But yeah, I haven't been able to surf, and I've got to repair my board. I'm going Thursday, I think, to the Wave again. With JB, who's his brother sent me a message after the last episode. His brother was like, he goes, Dom, and he goes, Dom, his brother, was the one that got in my way on the 7 ball. I'll pull that up as well as mention that, because that was the one that, I nearly got the perfect wave on the 7 ball, and he was right in my way. But he sent me a message saying that was brilliant. He said he's going to record the bit of audio and play it out for her at Christmas.
Set it as a ringtone.
Yeah, absolute genius.
Amazing.
But yeah, no, it was brilliant. And so surfing with JB on Thursday and mate Ollie at the Wave, and should be good.
And this is out. This episode will be out actually this Sunday. So, just a reminder:
Sunday the 7th.
The Christmas cookout at Lost Shore is a surf competition, right? But it's not like for performance surfing. Think of it like this: it's 30 quid, right, to enter. 10 quid of that goes to our affiliate charities, Inclusive Surfing Scotland and Wave Project Scotland. So you're supporting a great cause. But actually, what that means is you're going to get a surf session for 30 quid. And all you got to do is come. Doesn't matter how well you surf.
You're going to get a surf session for 20 quid and you're giving 10 quid to charity.
Yeah, that's an even better way of looking at it. Come in fancy dress. There's chances to win more surfs. The coveted sausage rolls. Hopefully everyone saw the amazing bit of content Ethan pulled together for our Santa thing for the Christmas cookout with the Gavner, which was just a class piece of content. And if you have seen it, I just want to mention this because
what's his accent about? What's that about?
At no point was there a conversation with Gav about doing an accent, which is what makes it even funnier. It's just, and I think loads of people commented on it. I think it's so fucking Scottish and so good. It kind of just sums up everything really about the good nature of us. A piece of content that starts with "Oi, Santa." It's just so good. It's so good. So come and get involved. It's on the 14th of.
Can you do another one with "Oi, Santa, got your messages"?
Your messages. So yeah, man, all good. Loads going on, and there we are.
Yeah. Cool. All right then. Well, we're gonna go. Thanks to McQueenie's, Martin, Tamzin,
Owen and Rue.
Owen and Rue. Yeah. That's it. Yeah, I knew they were there. The names were there somewhere. Too many of them. Couldn't think. Good fun chat to them. And we'll see you next time.
We will see you next time. See you.
I presume.
Next time.
See you later.
Toodles.
Bye.